quest to understand myself, to understand the power of my mind, to understand the separation between my mind and my true self, the manifestation brought me to 2018 Art Basel. To me, this piece was instrumental in that I no longer wanted to hear myself speak of what I knew about. I wanted to put it into action, into my work, physically and also mentally, in a way that challenged me like I had never been challenged before. I had never created in this fashion, and being true to where I was, I had a connection with nails, and I was introduced to this space with from a curator that I truly respect. And what came to me was, I'm going to balance 41,650 nails. It turned out to be, I didn't know it was going to be that many, but when I started going, I just went with it. And feeling out the space, I created this geometric shape, drew it out, and I went on my quest to balance one nail at a time. Within that work, I thought I had understood who I was, but that work demanded so much presence from me. It demanded me to be so true to where I was each moment and balance each nail with intention and carefully placed where it would fall. You know, the mind plays these games with you. Why am I doing this? I could be doing a million different things. Why do you choose to do this? You're an oil painter. All these different things running through my mind. And I sat there and I kept bringing myself to a space of presence, and I balanced one nail after another, 26 days, 16 hours a day. And I did this piece. It was a great accomplishment for me in that I felt there was a new space in my understanding of how I am actually the master of my thoughts. I am in control of every thought I think about. And there is nothing or nobody or anything that could keep me away from that space. I felt so mentally strong. I felt that I had created this separation between who I truly was in my mind, and I was feeling good. You know, it drove me for about 6 months. I was in my heartfelt space, really not allowing random thoughts to come into my being, into my space. But yeah, I felt a transformation. I felt that I had put myself through a physical and mental enduring creation, which strengthened me, and I felt different. I felt that I had gotten somewhere, that I had achieved some level of understanding that was never going to go away, and it was there to stay. That's not how it works. The work never stops. I create in the same way that I view life and I experience life, and for me there's no. It's one. There's no separation between the two. Fast forward 6 months, I feel like I created some of my best work in those 6 months. I was creating with a simplicity I had never created before. No longer was my mind interfering or my ego in a space of do more, more is better. So I was understanding the simplicity for the first time in my life, and it was exhilarating. Like I said, I felt like I had arrived somewhere. And I let go of the work a little bit, the constant dedication, the discipline to look within and understand that the work is forever. And I came here to Mexico riding on my high horse. I had seen pictures of this building. I came on the red eye. First thing in the morning, the next day, I came over here. And when I pulled up to the space, I don't know if anybody has seen that space before, but it was an abandoned space. It was in rough shape. And I felt this uncomfortability that I hadn't felt in a long time, because I didn't know what I was going to do with this. This place was a disaster. It was hadn't been painted in years. This rooftop terrace was a war zone. And all of a sudden, I felt so empty and confused and lost, and I don't know how to create, and all this chaos in my mind. And I went through a week of it. Went through a rough week of feeling like I didn't know anything. I didn't know who I was as a man, as an artist. And I signed up, and I'm in a new city for the first time, and I'm completely out of my comfort zone. And you know, that work that I did in the past, I stayed committed to it, kept looking within. And I said, Franz, you know, this uncomfort is a blessing. You're pushing yourself into new directions, and you're pushing new boundaries. And it's a beautiful thing. You need to stop, you need to slow down, you need to reconnect with your understanding of who you are, that space of being in control of your thoughts. Be what you talk about, and that oneness of life and creation truly coming together. And let's do this. So on that 8th day, I came over here, and with my newfound commitment, and I experienced something that I had never experienced before. I had a major breakthrough in that. I came to work that day with an appreciation and a dedication to the moment and every experience within the moment I got there to the end, with every worker, with every thought, with every doubt, with every fear. And I embraced it and I loved it like I had never done before. I had talked to myself a lot of times about being in love with the process, but it was a lie. I wasn't. I was looking for the end result all the time. I was looking for that moment that creation was done, and I was a manic man looking for that end result. If we look at our life and all we want is those moments, those end result moments, those moments of so-called triumph, and where we find happiness in finding accomplishment, we're literally missing out with 99, if we put in percentages, 99% of our life. I said, Franz, what justice are you doing to yourself? What commitment are you having to your life if all you're doing is waiting for that moment that your creation, I'm so committed to my work that creation is everything to me, that the creation is the only moments that bring you happiness when it's finished. So, you know, I was there, I was committed to know I'm going to enjoy every single minute of this process. And I sat there in doubt and fear and worry, and I had no clue what one installation was going to be. But I stayed committed to just the work and being there. And for the first time, I felt these incredible, incredible explosions of gratitude for the moments where, those aha moments where I figured out what I'm going to do with that piece. I figured out what I'm going to do right now. And it doesn't matter what's next, but be so committed to the right now. Be so in love with that uncomfortable space of not knowing what's next. I fell in love with the process. I truly fell in love with the process. I enjoyed it all. And I thought prior to this creation, to this space, that I had it all figured out, but we never have it all figured out. We have to stay committed to the space every day of knowing ourselves more. You know, the evolution of self is something that never stops. It truly never stops. We're constantly evolving. For me, it strengthened that. It's more tangible to me. I understand it in a way, in a sense, that I never had before. To truly take in all, and you know, we hear all the time of life is short, and you know, it is. We got to be with the process. Be okay with what we feel. There's no right or wrong. It just is. That's the way we could maximize and really live a fruitful life, in my opinion. This project taught me so much, continues to teach me so much. I'm forever grateful to the work and what I've learned here. It's different for me. I no longer will take for granted what is everything in between beginning and end. We are powerful, all of us, beyond belief, and we have to stay committed to the work.